Hey, 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 it is the CEO of the RRC, your relationship coach, your neighborhood therapist. But since this is not my platform, I think we will need some more formal introductions. My name is Tanisha Williams, and I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor here in Baltimore, Maryland. I have a master's degree in marriage, family, and couple counseling. I've been in practice for about 3 years, specializing in individual, family, addiction, and trauma therapy. And today, I feel like we have a huge issue within mental health, and I would like to call attention to it. Okay. But as a therapist, my approach really embodies who I am. So, with my approach to therapy, I use myself, my experiences with poverty, addiction, and life, period. I like to make therapy relatable, kind of give it like a homegirl feel. Today, I'm here with a specific focus men. Men has the highest suicide rates, highest rates of accidental overdose, high rates of undiagnosed mental health orders. And today, I just see a huge issue with our men in society today. You look and you see all the pressure that they have on them to perform, all of the rules that they have to live by, all of the societal expectations that men have today. And you will notice that there's no space for men to be okay or to even say that they're not okay. Um, I don't know when the last time I heard that it was okay for a man to have feelings. Since I was born, I heard he can't cry. Boys are not supposed to cry. Boys are not supposed to have emotions. But over time, where does all this information go? What do they do with it? And today, I feel like we need to start this conversation. And men need to take some time for themselves and understand that they deserve a space too. And I want to start with telling men it's okay to have a seat. And today I'm going to start with AP, okay? And he's a biker and a physical trainer. And I'd like for him to come on in and introduce himself today.
What's going on?
Hello, hello, AP. Is that what we going by today?
Yes,
Or,
man.
or we going to do a little formal? Or we going to be formal or AP?
AP, cool.
Okay, okay. All right, so AP, introduce yourself. I told him a little bit, okay? But you can give him a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, they call me AP. I'm just a kid from Baltimore. I like to ride bikes and work out.
Okay. And we're here today to really call attention to a male's perspective, a male's experience in society today. And we're going to break this down into four parts. Today we're just going to do some introductions, learn a little bit about the myths of mental health with men, a little bit about the things that men face in their daily issues. Right. And we want to create awareness about mental health and normalizing this therapy process. So we'll start with an introduction, getting to know AP. Okay, so AP, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Um, so before I tell you about myself, I feel like I gotta tell you where my mom from because I feel like that played a big part in who I am. So my mom, she from a small place in Jamaica, a small village in Jamaica. She came here in the '90s and had me probably like 2 years later. So I was born in Baltimore County, but my mom being from Jamaica, like in a household, we did like Caribbean. I grew up in a Caribbean household. Long story short, so like my morals and values, what I believe in, I feel like that come from. I feel like that come from a Caribbean
The
mindset,
cultural background.
right?
Okay, so how do you feel like that differs from here?
I feel like that differs from here because like what people be into, I might not really so much be into it. Like I'm gonna use like fashion for example, like over here or like yeah, I'm gonna say fashion, like people be in the clothes and stuff, but like over there, it's like as long as you got something, like that's adequate. But over
Mm-hmm.
here, like if you want to fit in or be cool, you need like a $1,500 outfit, $800
Mm-hmm.
outfit. Like over there, we just happy to have like tennis shoes.
You're just focused on like your necessities, right? So since poverty is so vast over there, you literally have limited resources. So whereas though here you'd be like, okay, I gotta get dressed. There you're like, I hope I can get dressed, or I hope I can eat. I hope I can have these things.
Right, correct.
Okay. And so, Aaron, I really want to learn about your perspective as a man today, right, in this society. What do you feel like is the issues that men face?
Issues that man face, like coming from where?
Just being a man. Like,
I was
what
just
do you
being a
feel
man.
like?
I feel like the expectations be unrealistic.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about.
The expectations of a man, from my point of view, it be unrealistic. We
Mm-hmm.
supposed to, a man supposed to take care of themselves take care of the female they dealing with, and or their mother, and or some other people, like, and people don't really take into consideration, like, as a man, we in the same, like, everybody know how it is. Like, it's not the best economy right now. So like, people be struggling once you help them out. Like, I'm we in the same boat, probably worse than you, but I'm still expected to perform at on all cylinders for
Yeah, because even
everybody
if
else.
you don't have the resources, you don't get a break. You're
Right.
still expected to provide and protect.
Yeah, ready or not, them bills coming, and ready or not, people got their hand out, even if you got it or not.
And so, with all of these issues that men face, we're noticing that you guys are having a hard time, right? And women are noticing that you guys are struggling. Over
Are they?
time, I hope they notice. Well, I see you, okay? If no one else sees, I see you, okay? And we're noticing that it's too unrealistic. Like you said, I love that you use that word. But as a mental health professional, I see the outcomes of all of this unrealistic pressures on men. I see the high rates of suicide. I see the undiagnosed mental health issues and the accidental overdoses. And what is that telling me? Okay, that men are self-medicating and they don't have a space to be okay. And then when I bring this issue up to men and I discuss therapy, it seems as though I brought on World War III. Like I called them like like we want to tussle a little bit, and I'm just like, it's therapy. It's okay. Well, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. I don't need no therapy. Therapy for crazy. What? Okay.
Yeah.
What are these perspectives? So tell me a little bit about not what you know about mental health now, right? But what were some of the ideas about mental health that you've heard growing up?
Growing up, mental health was kind of like, it was out the question. It was out the question. Like, if I was in high school and I was to bring up, well, I'm gonna tell you what really happened when I really bring up mental health. Like in high school, when I was telling people I was seeing a therapist in high school, they like, damn, what, like, you crazy? What's wrong with you? You don't need that. Like, people was making it seem like it was a forbidden thing. Like, I was the only kid in the community that was coming out and even saying that.
And they villainized the process and ostracized you for it. Kind of made you feel weird about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I ain't even speak about it after that.
And see, that's called a core wound, right? When things like that happen in our lives, it make us reject something, right? So being able to talk about going into therapy and share that with people, and then hear their feedback is like, oh yeah, I'm not telling nobody else about that. It's kind of where shame is born, right? So when you think about those things, right? Hold on, let me pause. Your Caribbean background too. Okay.
Right.
I know for a fact that that has a huge impact because when you think about the Caribbean background, they you tell them you seeing a therapist, you crazy? You crazy? So they would really
Yeah.
think that you was off. Okay. And what was it like when your mom knew that you had to go to therapy?
When my mom knew, like, she kind of took. I love my mother to death. I don't think she meant no harm, but it's just where she from. She thought it like she ain't really take it serious because in the community where she from, it's not no, it's no counselors, it's no psychiatrists,
Mm-hmm.
it's no psych unit. Where my mother from is none of that. So like,
Barely even hospitals.
yeah, it's barely even hospital. So me saying I'm seeing a therapist, she taking it as a joke. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she don't really take it serious.
And so, right, so being as though they have this issue with mental health in the male community, that means that it's a barrier, right? Those the stigma around mental health creates a barrier for men. Okay, but what I do notice is that barrier makes mental health inaccessible, and that has an outcome. Okay, it has an impact on who you guys become and the issues that y'all are facing today. Like if I really acknowledge it, I would like to say that our men are the most hurt in our communities now. Before they focus on women and feelings, and yeah, we focused on us for too long, honestly. And I do believe that it's time for you guys to focus on you, right? But as a man, there's certain things that you're not supposed to do. There's certain rules, okay? And what are some of the things that you've heard, right? Such as men shouldn't express emotions.
See, repeat the last part of the question.
So what are some of the things that you've heard as far as rules
Um,
about being a man?
oh, rules about being a man. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's easy. Like, men supposed to provide, don't complain about nothing, no matter how serious it is. Your dog could have died. You can't even make a sad face on nothing. Like at all times, you just supposed to perform like on all cylinders, no matter what. You ain't supposed to have no like bad days. You come outside, like you can come outside in the neighborhood like sad. Ain't nobody gonna put you to the side and like have a one on one conversation like what happened and do for a deep investigation. It's like, man, he on some other stuff. Like,
And I want to pause you, right? Because you said sad, right? And I don't even think that that's a safe emotion for men. Most of the time, when a man is sad, I see anger instead,
right,
right?
that's more acceptable.
Anger is acceptable, is an acceptable emotion for men. That's one of those lies too. Okay. And then you also men shouldn't express emotions or feelings.
Right.
And what do you think about that?
What I think about that, I tried it. Like that's what I like really practiced. Like it was a religion like for a long time, but over time, not expressing the emotions, I wouldn't recommend that for nobody. That over time is just not a good idea for nobody.
And then this next one, emotions make you soft.
Emotions that you saw, yeah,
That little warm, fuzzy feeling inside when you're in love.
yeah. I be getting that a lot. People be calling me soft. I don't know, like
And does that make you not want to announce or discuss being in love when people make those kind of comments?
at first, yeah. Like at first, yes. At first, when I got those emotions and I'm trying to express it to the guys and they making fun of me, it make me not want to bring it up. But I just be trying to be true to myself. I can't display an emotion that's I'm not feeling.
Exactly. And then why are we normalizing not having emotions for females? Like, what are we doing? It's kind of, if you ask me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But this one is a big one, right? And being as though a lot of men are outside, okay, in our communities, right? And outside means living a specific lifestyle. You into some shit you ain't got no business being into, right? And even if you did time too, incarcerations, vulnerability is a weakness and foreseen as a feminine trait. If you bring up vulnerability in some circles, the looks that you'd get. Okay, this is a core fear for men, and I honestly feel like that. Okay, but
Right.
men don't like to acknowledge fears. Okay, I ain't scared of shit. I ain't that. But ask them to be vulnerable and then see how that conversation veers. Right.
Right.
I think that that's a huge issue within the community. And when you think about vulnerability, are you comfortable with that?
Now I'm comfortable with that. After
But at first, like,
at first I was dead. At first I was the ultimate dead. Like, but now I don't have a problem with it.
and if you think about vulnerability, right? It's openness, it's exposure, right?
Right.
It's discussing the secret parts of yourself, showing people the secret parts of yourself. And through vulnerability comes creation. Through vulnerability comes growth, right? Vulnerability is also going into the unknown because the unknown is vulnerability. We can't control anything there. And whether we like to acknowledge it or not, people fear that. And that's why I see men stuck. They never reach their full potential because they're afraid to go into an area of the unknown.
Right.
Okay. But that is where success lives. And you see all through social media women taking these huge leaps and bounds. It's like, dang, women is winning right now. And men are still struggling to get there. And I do believe that this is because of how you guys see mental health, how you guys see healing, and your inability to acknowledge your fears and vulnerabilities. What you think?
As far as vulnerability, I feel like it's a time and place for everything. Like, if it's a time and place for everything. If I'm down watershed with a vibe, like I'm not ready to be like this super tough guy. Like that just don't make sense. So like it's a time
And
for.
I know people that'll be the super tough guy down the watershed on the vibe. And that's the guy that don't get none of the girls because he over there too hard.
Yeah.
Okay? But then you would ask that man, oh, I gotta pay attention. I gotta keep my head on the swivel. I've been down here before, seen somebody get jumped. We can't.
It's not even that deep.
Right? It's like men, there are men that feel like they can't relax and cannot enjoy themselves because they have to wait or look out for potential dangers in life. Like I could not live with that kind of pressure. Like you mean I can't relax, nigga?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or like if